In my free time, I lecture, I teach, and I do research. And one of the ways I'm able to accomplish this is by working with industry to accomplish my research goals. This has been given a bad name. There have been a lot of quote-unquote dirty studies over the last 20 years. And they've really muddied the pool of doing research sponsored by industry. However, we live in a time where government funding for research is getting hammered. So Cookie Monster's looking for his cookie, but the jar just isn't full. So how can we do this, and how can we do this ethically? So the government has come up with AvaMed, which really has set the bar for how to deal with industry as a physician and vice versa. And these studies actually can be very mutually beneficial. For what I do, we use a lot of parts, we use a lot of toys, and we're constantly innovating together with industry to get this done. And every company has a different goal and a different budget. Some are unlimited, some are very limited. But at the end of the day, well-done studies that can move the dial and change the bar can come out of these studies. And I've been involved in a number of studies involved with industry over the years. We've done multi-center outcome studies for new devices and different treatment techniques. We've done animal-based techniques. Platelet-rich plasma is a biologic treatment we've been involved with studies in. Basic science studies in biomechanics. For me, for how busy I am in my regular practice, biomechanics studies are very baseline, they're bench-based, and they're quick, and they're clean, and they're easy to get done. And you can set a defined goal and get there. So we've done ones where, in this study, we went to an outside facility when I was working back at Stony Brook. I went up to UConn where they had done a previous study on triceps repairs. We tested my repair there with a new technique, and were able to publish that. A different basic science study where we went down to the actual company and did the study at their place. Made this study much more efficient for us. Additional studies where we took money in and in-house on our own equipment were able to accomplish our goals. This was an ACL study that actually was just published recently. Other companies that I've been able to work with, I work with a company who's in motion capture. These guys, really cool, they came out of the video game industry and are working on really solving the Tommy John issue in baseball, and have had made major findings in terms of baseball and biomechanics and ways to limit injury risk, and we're able to mine their data to come up with some significant studies to publish. But how can you do this, and how can you do this ethically? And the real gist of it is you have to think about all of these issues in advance. So first of all, you need to know the organizational structure. You need to know who you're working with, you need to know what their goals are, and figure out how you can collaborate and make the best situation for everybody involved. First things first, what's the question? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your goal? Are you trying to cure cancer, or are you trying to fix a knee more efficiently and more successfully? And why is it going to be important to the company that you're going to ask for funding? If it's not important to them, guess what? They don't want to talk to you. It is what it is. Move on. And then, how does this improve on what's being done currently? Really, is it clinically important? And can you move the dial? So then from there, what's the potential market effect? Will this really make a difference? Will other people incorporate what you're expected to come out of the study? And how can you help each other? So you need to know the company. Is this a startup? What's their budget? What are their goals? Is this Johnson & Johnson, one of the biggest companies in the world? How big is their budget? Where are they going in the next quarter? What's important to them? And know who the leadership is and know what their goals are. If you're dealing with a bigger corporation like J&J, they have a corporate board. If you deal with a smaller company like Arthrex that I do, they have a single owner. If he says yes, it goes, right? So you have to know who you're dealing with. And then you have to be able to execute. So you need your proposal. You need a pilot. Does it work once? Because if it doesn't work once, it's not worth studying it 30 times, right? When and where? Whatever's most efficient. Do you have the equipment to do it at your place? Is there someplace else that you can go and do it? Does the company have equipment that you can use? And then, who controls the data? The biggest thing is data control. You need to control your data. So execute your plan, Have a plan to how you get the information out. Are you going to present it, or are you going to publish it? Be fluid, because these things change. And then the benefits for everybody. You contribute to the literature, you contribute to society. It gives you exposure professionally. Potentially there's research and development income if things go really well. But always avoid the pitfalls. Data control is key. Cost control is key. And know your timelines and stay on them, because if you fall behind, you'll never get another grant again. There are many pitfalls, obviously. You have to make sure you can get the job done, or you'll never get another shot. There are administrative issues. Who's controlling? How are you controlling data? Is it an electronic system? Is it a paper-based system? All of these things. Consent issues, little things like that. Who's getting consent from the patients for a study? So in conclusion, chase every dollar wherever you can if you want to do research. Don't feel bad about working with industry as long as you set it up right, because you can do it ethically and be successful and yield very high quality, meaningful studies. And I was hoping that this video worked, but that was Cookie Monster chowing down on a box full of cookies. But you can really keep the devil out of this issue if you stay up on the details. Thank you.